Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 8th of October 2021 and the time now is 6:16 a.m. Well, our topic today is if you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living? Why? Alright, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so yeah, for this topic, I think yeah, it somehow quite interesting, and later I would like to discuss it with you. And then firstly to talk about what I would do, and then for the first short question, whether I would change the way uh, I I am living right now. I think yeah, for this question, I think my answer is yes, uh, definitely because uh, we more or less save for the future, save for our future, and then yeah, if you know that we only have 1 year left, so it means that the money that you save maybe for more than 1 year isn't necessary, and or even you don't have to leave any savings uh, after you die. So in that case, I think it will change, and uh, we will spend our time not only on work, and then we will spend some of our time to do the things that we would like to do. So I think for myself, I would like to go traveling with my family. Yeah, this is a trip, and then it uh, it doesn't need to be somewhere which is uh, for example, uh, somewhere which is well known, and then overseas or in some big countries or beautiful cities. Yeah, because I will also consider about the cost. Yeah, I think uh, even go traveling, my requirement is just not very high, and I can accept that. Even go traveling in Malaysia's or go to Singapore, Thailand, this kind of countries, which won't cost me so much. Yeah, so that I can kind of uh, have a longer trip. Yeah, and then also beside this, also I would like to go traveling alone with my girlfriend. Yeah, I think yeah, this is also what I would like to do. And then uh, so this is one part, and then also beside this, I would like to do something for my family and my girlfriend, which I would like to introduce them uh, something which can help them after I die. So I think for this, maybe I would like to introduce them meditation, and then also help them to build a habit of doing meditation every day with my remaining life, which is 1 year. And I think for this one, it is not difficult to do because if you know that we're going to die in 1 year, um, would I let uh, my family and my girlfriend know about this? I think my answer is yes. Uh, and also, I would like to make use of this and uh, trying to trying to tell them about this, and then tell them about my wish, and telling them that I wish that uh, you can do these things. This is what I wish before I die, and then I think this is a very powerful uh, powerful thing, and people will, especially your family and maybe the person close to you, they will buy for it. I mean, because you're going to die, and you really wish that they do these things, and I believe that they will do it for you even, and then because of this, I think I can help them to build the habits, because if they can continue doing it, repeated the same habit for a year, I think they must have feel something about meditation. They must have feel the changes of themselves. Uh, Maybe it's the awareness or the feeling of themselves. So I think this is something I would do. And then also, to talk about traveling, I wouldn't spend too much on traveling. I mean, I wouldn't spend too much money on traveling. And yeah, and I also have to kind of leave some money for my uh, for my living expenses. And then I also want to use some time to complete uh, one of my one of my this is my wish, something like that. I would like to make a little home farming in my house, in my home garden. And then for this one, we actually in our house, we haven't really, in our garden we haven't really do it like a beautiful garden. We haven't make it, yeah. And then we just simply plant something, and then have some vegetables and fruit tree, yeah, just like that. And what I want to do is to really make it beautiful, and then make it like a food supply, which my family can really uh, plant something, and then can really get a food source from the garden, and not and don't need to rely so much on the market, and we can enjoy something like the organic vegetables and fruit from our garden. Yeah, so yeah, this is something I would like to do. And then lastly, before end, I think uh, I would like to talk about work. Yeah, for this one, I think if I consider that I'm going to die in 1 year, yeah, I don't know why. When talking about work, I think I wouldn't spend much time on work. I will only spend maybe like uh, just a few hours, for example, uh, 2 or 3 hours at most a day at work. And then yeah, firstly, to do I still enjoy working? I think my answer is yes. And but I wouldn't spend much time uh, than that, like 2 or 3 hours a day. And then also to be practical, I think I just want to uh, also to make money for my living, uh, which is one of the purpose of my work, one of the purpose that I continue to work. So I'm thinking that whether this is um, the work that I'm doing is something really my passion, because after thinking about I'm going to die in 1 year, so I wouldn't like to spend much time on work anymore. So yeah, I'm thinking whether this is my work that I'm doing now is my passion. Yeah, so these are my sharing today.
Yeah. So, if you are going 1 year,
Yeah, Eric,
you
bad
hear me?
connection.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello, and okay. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Can you speak louder? It's a little bit soft.
Now, this voice okay?
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Okay. If you know that you will die in 1 year suddenly, and will you still like spend like 1 hours, average 1 hours per day, for having the daily conversation?
Yeah, I think yes. Yeah. Daily conversation, we have it in the morning, and then yeah, it wouldn't affect much of my life.
But it's about 1 hour. So compared to your job, like you say, you wouldn't spend more than 2 or 3 hours
Mm.
on job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like half half of the half of the time, or maybe 1/3 of the time. So it is also quite significant, the amount of time.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Um, do you mean why I still want to continue having daily conversation? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Um, yeah, actually, I think if I really have 1 year life remaining, and yeah, if I don't do anything, if in my life I also has got so I won't have so many things to do, right? Uh, in my life I have if I only work like 2 or 3 hours a day, and maybe not working every day, maybe work in during weekdays only, something like that, I still have a lot of time left. And uh, also having conversation is something that I actually feel enjoy. I won't feel like it is torturing, and then it is not the same like when I was young. I need to go to school. I hate going to school. It's not that feeling. So unless that I have something else to do which really costs me uh, the time, and I don't have enough time, then only I will quit daily conversation.
Mm.
Yeah. And I
Uh,
think that the main reason is I don't have the other things which is really cost me so much time. And then if I don't do daily conversation, I also don't have a, a, something else to really want to do. Yeah.
mm. Yeah. uh, yeah. About the short answer before the next question. Yeah, actually, for me, I
Mm,
still continue to have the English conversation. Just like you say, this is the events uh they can like give us the happiness, and we really enjoy in doing this. Yeah, so
mm,
it's like something like the work. Mm.
yeah.
And the next question is, yeah, so you will still have the English conversation. I mean, you still want to have the English conversation, and but how about the job? 2 to 3 hours per day. If let's say if you really passionate about your job work, and you can cut some of your unnecessary events, so you can spend more time on job, is it?
Mm, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is a question. Yeah,
Um,
because
mm,
because you say your maximum will only spend like 2 to 3 hours per day
yeah.
job, but just now there are few points which is in conflict. The first is you say you won't spend too much time on job,
Mm,
maximum 2 to 3 hours, and
yeah.
one day got like maybe 18 hours or maybe even more because you know you're going to die, so you won't sleep so much. Mm.
Mm,
And 2 to 3 hours per day. So this is the first point. And second point, I asked you whether you continue to have the English conversation, and you say yes. And
yeah.
but it's spend uh average 1 hours per day, sometimes even more. If you
Mm,
want to prepare like the reading sessions
yeah.
and some topic. Yeah.
Mm,
And this is the point. And the third point, you say uh, you won't spend sorry, the third point is you say you don't have so many tasks you would do, uh and you don't have so many tasks that you need to spend your time on,
mm,
so that having English conversation like 1 hours per day isn't a big spending of time. Yeah. Then how about the work? So this point is also conflict to the first point. You don't have so many tasks to do. Yeah. So yeah, but you only allocate 2 to 3 hours for work. How about the remaining hours? Maybe 10 plus hours.
Yep. And firstly, talking about just like I say, reading session for the conversation, I think also after knowing that if I am going to die in 1 year, I think I'll also continue reading. Reading is something, yeah, I will continue to do. And talking back to my work, 2 to 3 hours a day, yeah, I think other than that, if I do only 2 or 3 hours a day, and the remaining of the time I'm going to finish, I'm going to spend those hours on my garden, which is the farming that I mentioned just now. Yeah, and then yeah, the rest of the time maybe just spend with my family, my girlfriend, yeah, just like that.
Yeah. So yeah. So actually, my question is just want to like kind of like assist you to understand the reason why you don't want to spend more than 2 to 3 hours per day on work. So because you can cut some other tasks, and then so you can, or maybe reduce the time for other tasks, so you can like spend more time on your work. Let's say like about the farming, yeah, you can cut it. And also about like maybe sleep time, you also can cut English conversation, and the time be with your family. Your family is not always available. Your girlfriend is also not always available.
Yep, they have to work, they have to do their things.
Yeah, so the time is not actually not clashing. Yeah, so yeah, so this is a point I want to I want to make, and yeah, and if we try to think about the underlying motive why you work,
Yeah.
if we before that, if we look about why we have the English conversations, yeah, for me, yeah, because sharing is something that I like to do, the task I like to do, and also I also can gain some knowledge. I can like sometimes I will also like uh, see some new point. Yeah, even from my thinking. I can use this for my personal learning, my personal development. So this is a very rewarding task, and also it's very enjoying, satisfying task for me. Yeah, and yeah, and yeah. So these are reasons. Yeah, of course, about the reading sessions, we force ourselves to read the book. We also can absorb the knowledge. So so how about for you, the underlying motive of having the English conversation?
For English conversation, I think also about some exchange of the knowledge that we have came across, and then I think this is also actually quite similar to to the purpose of reading. Uh, yeah, to have the chance to know something, and also which is different from reading, we can have a discussion uh, about what we have came across, or what is in our mind. Yeah.
Then how about your job?
the purpose, the underlying purpose of my job, I think firstly, we work because we need to earn a living. This is something practical and undeniable. And other than that, teaching is something that I think I like to do. But also I would at the same time, I don't know why I wouldn't spend. If you ask me to spend like uh, 6 or 8 hours a day to teach, I think that is too much for me. If I know that I'm going to die in a year, so um,
Yeah. So
mm,
if let's say you're going to die in 1 year's time, and
yeah.
from the work you can't earn money, you can't earn income. The tuition center and
Oh,
the parents won't pay you money. Will you
oh,
still continue doing it?
oh, you mean work for free?
Yeah.
Work for free. I think maybe I will cut uh, even more, like I would spend like 1 or 2 hours a day.
So can you can we say like you're passionate about your job? I mean the portion of uh the motive of the for the job, or the purpose for the job, maybe is 50% because of money, 50% is because of the passion.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And actually for me, if I try to put myself into other people's shoes, into
Mm.
a teacher's shoes, if I'm going to die in 1 years, uh, I still want to teach, but I don't want to teach something that I think is unimportant to my student. I want to teach something that can really reward my students for lifelong time.
Mm.
Yeah, not not English subject, not maybe mathematics, but it's simple mathematics and also mathematic mindset. Uh, Maybe history, but not deep into the history. Teach
Yeah,
them about the importance of history, and maybe English. Mm, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Um, and some other and some other subject, and also beside beside of the curriculum subject,
mm.
I would like to teach them how to manage their money, how to do investment, even though they are still primary, they are still in the primary school, but they can start to do it.
Mm. Yeah.
Because when start investing at 7 years old. Yeah, so yeah, I'll teach them something that I really think is important. I also will teach them how to do farming. Yeah, and so they can be self-sufficient. So this is all the important skill that I think uh that in my opinion I would like to teach them. Just like from your from your view of from your point of view, you want to teach um you want to teach your family member, your girlfriends about the habits,
Mm.
about doing the meditations. Yeah. So it's kind of similar. But if let's say try to change the things you can teach your students.
Mm.
For example, instead of teaching them the subject, the English, preparing for exams, yeah, or some other uh subject just for exam purpose, and but you can choose to teach other things, habit, meditation, exercise, tell them the importance of exercise,
Mm.
and maybe share them some psychology benefits, also some psychology knowledge. Yeah. So teach them something that you really think important, habits. Yeah. So will you still spend 2 to 3 hours per day on work?
Yeah, I think yeah, just around that 2 to 3 hours also.
Mm.
Mm.
But why? But try to imagine you also would teach the same thing to your family member, to your girlfriend. Why not teach the student together?
Mm.
And you can even film into a video, and you can post to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think filming a video will be more efficient in terms of time because I can just film it and then the video can be used for the future time instead of in the classroom. If let's say you only have uh, a few students in the classroom and then you teach them, you share with them, and then yeah, the things that you share with them is only to these few students, and make it into video. Yeah, I think will be different.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do this thing for free, right? You don't need
Mm.
to earn money from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This uh, this is a reason. This is a reason we are not doing something that we really want to do. Yeah. So if you kind of like, yeah, because you say you are a teacher, but teacher, a person can only teach academic subject, can only help the student preparing for exam. It's not a teacher, it's just a person, help the student get higher mark. Just like some business consultants, sorry, not business consultant, just like um some other like the school, consultants, schooling consultant, or maybe like the job consultants. They help you to prepare for your interview. They teach you what to do. They teach you what to prepare, what to say. Yeah, if the interviewer asks you some questions, you just answer in this way.
Mm.
Yeah. And most of them will feel this dumb, and this is this is kind of like inefficient. Sorry, not this is like ineffective because we want for job, and because the market is so competitive, so we need to focus on something beside of our core competence, beside of the real skill, the job. We need to go for we need to go to learn the interview technique. We need to know how to answering the question in interview,
Mm.
know what to wear, what to say, what to behave in
Mm.
interview. We need to know how to write a good resume. Yeah, so it feels so bad. Yeah. So if you are the job consultant, you are helping your you are helping the candidate, your customer to write the to guide them write a good resume, to guide them how to get a good job. Is this a satisfying job? Is this a is this a is it kind of like really create a good value, a very great value to the society, to your customer? Maybe you will think so. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But try to think in deep. If you only live 1 year, if you only left 1 year, will you still continue in doing that job? Help more people to uh to to go through the interview so they can get a good job. Maybe you won't.
Mm. Yeah.
So uh in our current education system, the teacher is something like it's just like the job consultant. Yeah. So this is why I don't like I don't like I don't like the teacher because mm, yeah, most of them just know how to teach the academic exam. Yeah, and most of them try to persuade they are really changing other people's life, just like the job consultants, changing the people life by helping them get a good job. Yeah, but they just push them to into the red race, just like
Mm.
the teacher in our current education system. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just put the child put their students and brainwash them, uh, let them believe this is the only way to live. Yeah, you need to study well, you need to get a good academic. Yeah, so yeah, so they teach something that they don't truly believe this is important to their life. And yeah, try to imagine after you get the job, if you really found a very very great company you work in, maybe the top 100 fortune company, maybe
Mm.
it's just an SME, but you really like the company, the culture, the job, the salary, the position, all the things, the environment. Yeah, and is the interview skill still important? Mm. And how about for students? They learn so difficult formula in mathematics,
Mm.
physics,
Yeah.
biology, and English, Chinese. Yeah, the language, we got a proverb. Yeah, and in Chinese, there are so many old saying. Yeah, not many Chinese the can can speak can really understand those old saying. Sorry, not old saying, but this is something like the 谚语. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's still the proverb, right? But
Yeah.
this is
Proverbs and idioms.
what?
Yeah, I think it's proverbs and also idioms.
Yeah,
成语, 谚语. Yeah.
okay, yeah, the idiom. Yeah. So we need to spend the time in learning that so we can score higher mark. Yeah, but nobody will remember that after after exam.
Mm. Yeah.
So not talking about those things. And after graduate, most people don't write. Most people don't don't share through writing. For example,
Mm.
they write an essay, they don't write an article, they don't write their mind out on a paper uh, to the blocker. They don't share their mind. They don't share what is in their mind. So what is the point of learning all those English, Chinese, Malay, those language subject? You didn't use it. You just
Mm.
don't use it. Yeah. And we need to learn that so well so that we can express the feeling, we can express our the thing in our mind in a very maybe this is an abstract thing. Yeah, if you don't have enough ability in a language, you can't write it down. You
Mm.
can't make other people feel just like you, just like you, just as you feel. Yeah. So language is important if you want to transmit the information, if you want to share the same piece of information in your mind to other people.
Mm.
But most
Yeah.
people don't use that. So why they need to spend so much time to learn that? We only need to learn something uh, that that we need. Yeah,
Mm.
something that you don't need. Why you learned?
Yeah.
After you learn, you didn't use it. It's just waste of time.
Mm.
Mm. And this is about the language. How about other subject? Biology, physics, chemistry. Did we use in our real life? None. Yeah, none of them. None of them use in our real life.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about mathematics? Yeah, same thing. Science, same thing. Yeah. So history also same thing. And students study history and then they hate history. Yeah, they think this is fake one. They don't believe the history. The
Mm.
people who learn history tend to become the persons, the people don't believe in history. Quite ironically, yeah,
Yeah.
it should be the opposite way. Mm. You're learning the history, and then end up you should you should believe the importance of history, but you tend to kind of like think this is a fake one, so you don't like the history.
Yeah.
It's important, even though you can score high in exam. Now, so this is a problem. So teacher is something like the role, just like the job consultant, and maybe is better. Is a worse job than the job consultant. Yeah. So this is why this is what I feel and what I think. And but try to change another way around, just like in Finland, the teacher teach really the life skill to the student. They teach student how to do the sewing, how to like farm, how to do the wood job, the wood art. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can DIY. They don't need to buy from the store.
Yeah.
Hardware store. And yeah, all those skills will help you become a self-sufficient man, become a self-sufficient guy. If there's any crisis, you still can survive. So this is what teachers should do. Yeah, try to think from another perspective. The first purpose of humans, the first purpose of living thing is actually to survive. It's a survival. So
Yeah.
if teacher want to teach the most important thing to their students, to other people, it should be the survival. How to survive without relying on other people. Yeah. So so this is a thing. I'm not sure whether I answer your question. Yeah. So this is if I'm a teacher, I also feel like you, and I stop teaching. Yeah. And I will do something that I think is important. I will teach something that I think is important. I will share I think is important, just like what I share in daily conversations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And if I could, and also if I couldn't do this thing in teaching, I rather not to teach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So this is yeah. So for my part, if I knew that in 1 year I would die suddenly, I change about the way I'm now living. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yes. And first I will quit the job and I will go back to my to JB, to Malaysia, to my and spend my time be together with my mother. And the second thing is I will teach my mother to use the Cool Wallet to teach her what's cryptocurrency, and I also will some like set up the multi-signature wallets and for her, and I'll teach her some technical thing and ensure her know how to solve the problem, what to know. Yeah, even though it's quite technical and it requires a lot of effort to learn, and also a lot of effort to teach.
Yeah.
And she's a person still couldn't do bank transfer. Yeah, so it's quite challenging. Yeah, and I'm not sure whether she really want to learn, but I will try to persuade her in the 1 year time, and we don't need fast. Yeah, so we steady, and we also need the safe. Yeah, we need the safety. Safety is a priority. Yeah, and I'll teach her why we should learn. She should invest it. Yeah, instead of putting all the money in the bank.
Yeah.
So this is something like I want to ensure the survival of my mother. Yeah, I want to leave her a great wealth. Yeah, even after I die, because I truly believe the decentralized and cryptocurrency is the future. Maybe you don't need to maybe I will take out half of the money and convert it into fiat, and but the remaining half still stay in the crypto world. Yeah. So if crypto failed, so we go back to fiat. Yeah. My mother still gain some significant amount of money, but if futures really become so successful that due to the fiat system failed, yeah, the very extreme case, and then my mother still able to survive in that kind of world.
Yeah.
I also will teach my mother how maybe I couldn't teach my mother how to do farming, but I will do this together with her. Yeah, I will try farming. I will try how to farm, how to grow the the food. And what is the most efficient way? What is the most effective way? Because if you try to think about the farming, if you really want to learn about the farming, you need to know your purpose. My purpose is I want to prevent the I want to go through the time when crisis time. I want to go through the crisis time if that really happens. Yeah. So
for it, right?
So what you need to learn is try to learn what's the thing that can do well, and maybe you also need to learn how to keep the seed. Yeah. You also need to know how to take care of the vegetable. Not only like the pest control, and you also need to like communicate with your neighborhood. You also need to learn how to build a block to block other people steal or damage the plants.
Yeah.
And you also need to know how to make a compost in a shorter time, the shortest as possible. I mean, as short as possible, because if you lose your food, you will die within a few days. So if you couldn't grow any food within that few days, you will die, no matter how knowledgeable in farming you are. Yeah. So this is first priority for me when it comes to the farming. Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then actually our life I mean for everyone, we actually don't know when we will die, right? So by thinking about this question, will we change anything that you want to do right now? I mean, maybe your plan, will you change it or make it sooner or what?
What do you mean?
Yeah, because that is the thing that I believe that you would also do, right, in the future.
Yeah. Just sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and also I think what I want to say is because we don't actually know when will we die, and then by thinking about this question, will it change the way that you want to do in your plan? Yeah, for example, you want your mom to learn the bank transfer, and then maybe you plan it to do only after like when you go back from Singapore.
No, I
Or
actually want to learn, but I think it's like a few weeks ago, and actually uh I keep trying to let them do the transfer by herself, but he's scared to do it. I also show her there are some point you need to remember. For example, uh uh if you haven't keyed the tag code the tag code from your SMS on your phones, and the money won't transfer to other people.
yeah.
It will be safe. The money will stay in your account. And if you don't click approve, if you don't click approve after you type in the TAC, you don't approve the transaction, the money still in your account.
Yeah.
And if cancel, you just close the apps or close the web page. Yeah, your money is in your bank. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you need to know is after first check the bank account number, and second check the receiver name, the receiver
Yeah.
detail. Yeah, and also check the amount, and also check the description, what you write on. For
Yeah.
example, normally my mother use it to buy use it for online shopping. Yeah. So maybe she just need to write her name. Yeah, and then after you click approve, then the money will go to other people's bank account, and then you need to save the file, save the receipt, and then send to the seller, something like that. So I actually teach them. I actually teach her, and also tell her the important point. But she can't do that, even though she know already. She can't do that. What's the reason? Yeah. It need the person to guide her how to do. Really need the person to guide her how to do, and then by doing a few times, and she will gain the confidence to do, because she's afraid of losing money.
Yeah. There's so many uncertainty to them, right?
Yeah, because they don't know. They don't know the thing. Yeah, they don't know why how it works. Yeah. Just think. Yeah, their money. Every time they click the button, the money is flow to other people's bank account.
Yeah.
More button the more money flow to other people's bank account. Yeah. I actually tried. Yeah, and like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, actually, my mother want to do a bank transfer. I actually asked her to open the Skype. Yeah, actually the Skype also I asked her to download. Yeah, and then so because the Skype can do the screen sharing. But at that time the Skype kind of like crashing, and cannot use the share share screen functions.
Yeah.
So, I feel to guide her to doing that thing, and also many times when she asks me to transfer the money, she's really in urgent. So I also don't have time to teach her at the current moment. For example, I work. Yeah, so it needs an opportunity. For example, like in the weekend at night, or maybe at the weekday, at night, or the weekend, the whole day. So she got time and I got time. We are not teaching, so I can teach her. Yeah. So it really needs the opportunities. If we are live in different locations. Yeah. But if I go back to Malaysia, if I go back to JB, yeah, there are plenty of opportunity. There are plenty of time. I can teach her.
Yeah. Maybe ask her to do 3 bank transfer every day, right? Like transferring 1 ringgit to your account.
Can also.
To repeat the action.
And yeah, so for my task, actually, if you didn't mention, I didn't aware. Yeah, all the tasks is something that I really would do. I really would do. Even uh I don't know when I would die in future. Yeah. So, but how about your task?
Yeah, but for my task, I think firstly, just now we talk about the job of the teacher, and then I think you actually make me want to make a review of make a reflection of what I'm doing, because really if
if a teacher is just teaching academic things, then even me myself, I couldn't find the meaning, the purpose of this job. Yeah, it is not so important anymore if we only focus on academic things. And yeah, I think for this one, I would like to make a reflection and make some changes.
Yeah, and you don't need to make a big changes. You just need to make minor adjustment. Start by
Yeah.
small, just like the tiny habits. Yeah.
Mm.
So um yeah, just like what I shared to you yesterday about teaching, we can't really make a big change because we still face dilemma. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of like maybe we can choose to use academic to attract to attract the to attract the student, attract the parents, and then we can add in little and little teach the student how to uh, teach the student the important skill. Yeah, and because the skill is important because after learning the skill, it also can help them in academic. Yeah,
Mm.
this is why it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, they become really they gain the real wisdom. They gain the they become really intelligent and not just the like the in Chinese we call 小聪明. So it's not like know how to play, know how to use some trick, know how to play
Mm.
some tactic to gain some small benefits. They can plan a strategy. Yeah, they can be patient to focus on something is big. Yeah, aim for big but slow.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need to make a big changes. You don't need to make a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also it could be challenging. Why? Because you need to if you need to allocate some times to not academic things, so that you must doing very well in academic things.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can maintain uh their exams results. Mm, yeah, and you need to uh I won't say you need to try to balance because by teaching them those important though life skill, it also can in return it also can help them realize that uh the uh some academy is quite important. Yeah, and you learn it, and then so we can get a better stepping stone to achieve what you want to achieve. If you are always stay in the bottom, you can't get anything you want to get. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm. And yeah, the opposite of crazy is still crazy. You if you want to escape the red race, uh but you feel uh but you like go to the another way round. Mm. If you don't have the real ability, just like the John Jandai and Rob
Yeah.
Green Hills, you will die very quickly. Yeah,
Mm.
so uh you need to stay in the middle. Maybe in the beginning, you need to gain some skill, accumulate. Yeah, initially it may make you feel bad, and also it may let you want to go back to the old method. Yeah, but if you bear with it after learning, and then you gain a new insight and you gain a new method. Yeah, so yeah, initially it may like kind of like backward. Yeah, it didn't returns much, but after some time, you experience the exponential growth.
Mm.
Yeah, so you have the maybe at that time you had the chance to go to extreme.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so anything else want to add in?
Yeah, I think last question. Yeah, for this, just the assumption of our life is just 1 year remaining, and then I think in this case, we won't also pursuing pleasure, right? Uh, we won't like want to do a lot of things which is for the pleasure instead of happiness. Is it still a matter for happiness and pleasure? How would you choose?
It means doing the thing you think is important, doing the thing you think is right. Just like, for example, you don't want the pressure. You want to teach your girlfriend, you want to teach your family member about habits, about meditations, but they are not that kind of person. Yeah, your father say, I already so busy. Why I want to spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes per day doing the task and doing the meditation. By doing that, I feel bad. I do. I already, I don't need that. Yeah, doing exercise, I can't move already. Change the diet. I'm going to die. I don't need to change the diet. just just follow the gut. I mean, I mean just follow the way the gut designed for me.
Yeah, the destiny.
Yeah, in Chinese we call 随缘. Yeah, so I don't want to learn so much thing. I don't want to care anymore. Yeah. So is it challenging? Can you create pressure? Yeah, it is, of course. Just like if I want to teach my mother how to like use a cool wallet. Yeah, and it must frustrate her because once I tell her, if you transfer to a wrong address, your money will go get back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's challenging, but if you think the task is important, would you still do it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else?
Yeah, no.
So that's all for our today conversations. How did you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocal mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.